All right. Shalom, shalom, Akim. All right, this is your brother Zakaria Allah, branch down here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. We come with another lesson through the Spirit. Lord willing, this be edifying to the Lord's elect. Before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, from I've grown in this truth hunter. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, is laboring in the word, and is pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwath that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. All right, and shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. To you Israelite foreigners out there who live among the heathen and who look like those heathen nations, but your lineage goes back to the progenitors of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel through the line of your fathers. I want to say peace and blessings to you all, Barakatham. All right, so I got a couple of videos that I want to share with you, and to pretty much pave the way for this lesson. Pretty much just to put it in the frame of mind. All right, the world is shaping right now. All right, and a new world is being formulated right in front of us. Okay, and this is what we, the prophets, begin with our apostles, bishops, and elders on down, have been teaching and have been warning of. Okay, this is going to be a digital world. This is going to be a world where our adversaries will rule it. Okay, and the bottom line is that they don't have you Jakes in mind with regards to this new world. Right? So before I share these videos, I want to declare the Copyright Act. All right, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Okay. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976 states that allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. I'm not making any money, any profit from these videos. All right? So, bear with me.
For those whose major complexion is black are excluded from the world to come. And in this world, the minority is addressed. The wicked who are going to be lost in the world to come get compensated, rewarded for their good actions in this world. And the righteous will be punished in this world for the minority of bad actions that they have.
All right. So as you said, as you've just heard, all right, this is what the rabbi said. All right, that you so-called Negroes, all right, and people of color, if you will, are excluded from the world to come. All right, don't get it twisted, man. This is not just you so-called Negroes out there. For all you northern tribes, all you all you Jakes out there from the Latinos, from the Hispanics, all right, from the Native Indians, Seminole Indians, understand that you're on that list, because this is not about so-called black. It's not about black. It's not about your complexion. Okay, this is deeper than that. All right, this is deeper than that. If you don't understand what this is about, then you're going to continue to get this thing wrong. All right, it's not black and white, if you will. It's not such a open and cut case, open and close case. You know what I'm saying? This is about a lineage. All right, a lineage. It's not just about what you look like on the outside. Okay, the elites know this. The elites know this. They teach you to be so surface level. They understand the deeper parts of this. All right, and all the implications of what it is. All right, regarding the Israelites. All right, they know that the Israelites were scattered. They know that the Israelites are not going to come looking, all right, in just one form or fashion. You see what I'm saying? They know that there are Israelites even among their own, all right, who look like them. You see, this is not something that's low level. All right, this is not something for low level jakes out there who can only see, all right, dark skin and pale skin or what have you. You know what I'm saying? It's deeper than that. All right, and this is exactly what the prophets have been teaching you, what the prophets have been telling you about. Okay, there are Israelites who are scattered. Our people have been scattered into every corner of the globe, and as a result, the Israelites will look like every nation that they were scattered to. Understand? Let me give you an example of this.
I am very confused. Was the father black? Or was the grandfather? Or maybe the great grandfather? Somebody had to be black, right? Because that's 4C. That is 4C. That's not even 3B. That's not even 3C. That's not even 3A. That's not even 2A. You feel me? At least be wavy. That just went straight to coily. You feel me? She Asian. Who black? Somebody had to be black in the family because I ain't never seen. I ain't gonna say it, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? That's fire. I don't know, bro. I never thought it would match, but it does. Hair texture it look good. What y'all think?
All right.
Oh,
Yeah, so you get the point. All right. The Israelites are not all going to come looking in the same way. All right, because of the fact that we were scattered. And these elites know that. All right, they know that. So the point being is that you Israelites do not have a place in this new world that they are bringing about. You know what I'm saying? You have no place in this world that they're cultivating, this world that they're they're building up all around us. You see? So if you really think that you're gonna coon for these jokers, or that you're gonna become an ally of these people, you know what I'm saying? Like Genesis and them, you know what I'm saying? If you really think that, and you're gonna have a place in their ranks, okay, if you think you can sell out and be a part of their club, I got some news for you, man. That's not happening. It's not happening, man. All right. None of you Israelites have a place in their world. The whole objective is to eradicate you Israelites. You see what I'm saying? That is the point. Let's go to Ezekiel. Right? All right, this is Ezekiel chapter, let's see. Ezekiel chapter 25 and verse, let's get to verse 12. All right, Ezekiel 25 and 12 reads, "Thus saith the Lord power, because that Edom hath dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and hath greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, I will also stretch out mine hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury. And they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord power. All right. These Edomites have conducted a plan. All right. And the plan is complete and utter eradication. You see what I'm saying? And this is why Yahushua said what he said. Okay? That he has to shorten these days because of this. All right? These are the days of vengeance that we're about to see. Esau is about to come down with great wrath. All right? Matthew chapter 24 and verse 24. All right? Oh, slack it. Let's jump up. All right? Let's jump up. Matthew chapter 24, verse 21. It reads, For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. All right? And who's said to be saved? All right? It's you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians. You see what I'm saying? You are the ones that he's coming after. He's coming after the Israelites. These Edomites are coming after them. All right? And we must be saved by our enemies, man. From our enemies. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I got another precept before I get that. Verse 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. And this is why the days are going fast. This is why the weeks are going fast, the months, the years. You see what I'm saying? We're already approaching the middle of April. Okay? Time is running by like lightning. Let's go to Luke. Okay, Luke chapter 1 and verse 68. It says, Blessed be the Lord power of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people, and hath raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. You see what I'm saying? We have to be saved from our enemies. We have to be delivered from their hands. Okay? And the Lord has to shorten these days, because if he doesn't, all right, the Heavenly Father does not shorten these days, there's no one going to be left. No Israelites going to be left, because their whole objective is to take us out, man. All right, let's go to Revelation and let's get that real quick. All right, this is Revelation chapter 12. And let's start at verse 10. All right. Revelation 12 and 10. It reads, And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, Now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down. And who's the accuser? All right. That goes into these Edomites, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why the scriptures call them the devil. All right. And the word devil means, all right, in the Greek is diabolos. All right, diabolos. And it means accuser. All right. Accuser. And these are those accusers, man. All right. You go to the book of Psalms, the 50th chapter. All right. I believe around the 20th verse, where it says, Thou slanderest thine own mother's son. That's what Esau Edom does. You see? And the great persecution is near. It's near, man. You see? For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. All right, we the men of the Lord, all right, we hold this testimony, also known as the new song. Okay, and we're preaching this, we're prophesying this. You see what I'm saying? We're speaking to the four corners, and all the Israelites from around the world are listening. The elect, that is. The elect of the nation of Israel are listening, and they're being gathered through the Spirit. You see? As the scriptures say, his Spirit has gathered them. Right? Verse 12, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. So when it says rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them, all right, we dwell in this truth, man. We dwell in the correct doctrine. We dwell in this holy place. All right, where we know the name of the Lord now. The name of the Heavenly Father and His beloved Son are revealed to us again. You see? And as it says in the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 10, all right, that the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and are safe. Okay? And we're looking for that safe passage. We're looking for that protection. We're looking for that solace. Therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. All right, so us remaining in this truth is likened unto us remaining in in the heavens. All right, where we're safe. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. So the rest of these 2/3, okay, the rest of these Israelites that are around the world, you see what I'm saying, who are outside of this truth, great pains is coming their way. Right? Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Okay? Why are they moving the way that they're moving? Why are they moving so fast? It's because they know that they're out of time and they have to get this thing rolling now. You see? For the devil has come down unto you having great wrath, because he knows that he hath but a short time. And when the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man child. And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, and that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she was nourished for a time and times and half a time from the face of the serpent. Okay, and this is going into roughly, 350 years. Time, meaning 100 times 200, all right, and half a time, that would be 50. So roughly 350 years. You see what I'm saying? Until what? Until the Lord would bring forth the Spirit to awaken Elder Abba Bivens. All right? And that was when the truth began. That's when the truth started to spring out. All right? And it bore fruit. And here it is. You have the prophets, beginning with our apostles. Okay? The prophets have gone forth and bore more fruit. Okay? And here we are in the last moments of the last days. Okay? Verse 15, and the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And that flood is coming, man. You see what I'm saying? The enemy shall come in like a flood. You see? And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed her, and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. All right, Slakia. And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. Okay? And the fact that that we have been scattered into all these different nations was actually for our preservation. You see? It wasn't just a punishment. The Lord is smart, man. The Lord knows what he's doing. The Lord knew this a long time ago, before the world began. You see what I'm saying? So he scattered us for a reason. Okay? As punishment, but also to keep us from being swallowed up by the enemy. You see what I'm saying? Why? Because now you have Israelites that look like Moabites on the screen. You have Israelites that look like Ammonites, that look like Ishmaelites, that look like even Edomites. You see what I'm saying? So these devils are in a very tough position, because they're trying to pinpoint where you are. Okay? They're trying to find where the elect are. Okay? And it's not a simple task. You see? This is why he needs everyone to be chipped. This is why he needs everyone to be under this surveillance system. That's why he needs it. All right? He can't blow up the moon. He can't blow up the sun. You see what I'm saying? He can't count all the stars of heaven, because they're continuously being made. You see what I'm saying? The scripture said that the Lord stretches out the heavens as a curtain. All right. And to this day, they still haven't discovered everything within the deeps. Okay. So verse 17, it says, "And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of the Most High, and have the testimony of Yahushua HaMashiach." And the elect will have the testimony, and the remnant will follow that testimony. You see what I'm saying? That new song. All right? So let's go to another video real quick. Bear with me.
The war in Israel is not the war against Israelites. It is the war against illegitimate Israelites who claim to be Jews, but they are not Jews. Who are the real Jews? Who are the real Hebrews? If you want to use the Bible, who are the real Israelites? If you want to use the Bible, there's nowhere where Netanyahu and his people were taken into slavery. Nowhere in history where the Ashkenaz went into slavery. Nowhere. Nowhere. But for the sake of media and popular theology, popular sentiments, poor theology, popular sentiments, poor theology. It's popular to say, I stand with Israel, I stand with Ukraine, that's popular. But when you go back to the basis of that, it's popular, but poor theology. There's nowhere in the text where Netanyahu and his parliament are included as Jews, Israelites, or Hebrews. It's an invasion of apartheid, where United Nations moved Europeans, illegitimate Europeans, who are living in Germany, claiming to be Jews, and they are not Jews. Find them a place where they can live. Put them in Palestine, and they are all illegitimate. Now they are killing Palestinians because they say they own the land, but they are not legitimate owners of the land. What the hell are we talking about in this world? I may have to stop because this video will be pulled down. This could be my last conversation with you here, but whatever it is, tell all of them. If you find the people that went into slavery, if you find them, remind them they are the chosen nation. We will kill each other over bad theology. Bad theology. who protect and support institutions. Bad theology. Bad theology. We're not young anymore. We are grown up now. We've studied these things and we understand them.
There you go. There you go. And that's a very powerful message, man. But it's nothing new. The prophets have been speaking these things. The only difference is that now, all right, now the people are starting to ask the questions, the right questions. Now the people are starting to wonder. Now the people are looking and it's like, wait a minute, wait. None of this is adding up. None of this is adding up. Because you guys are supposed to be the people in this land, right? You're supposed to be the people, and yet there's nothing but war. All right? Isaiah 25:7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. You see what I'm saying? Everyone can see this now. Right? Everyone can see it now. Let me see if I can get this in another translation. Bear with me. All right. Let me see. Let's try the NLT. It reads, there he will remove the cloud of gloom, the shadow of death that hangs over the earth. Nope. That's not a good one. All right, that's not it. Oh, here's one. Check this out. Berean Standard Version. It says, on this mountain he will swallow up the shroud that enfolds all peoples, the sheet that covers all nations. Okay? So, let's go into the wording here, all right, and see what it says. All right. Let's do this. Salaki, bear with me. All right, so, and he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast. All right, the covering cast. That word for covering cast is, all right, Iwat. All right, it says a veil, a covering, an envelope. Okay, and the veil. The word for veil in the Hebrew is H4541, says masakah. All right, masakah. All right, it's talking about a pouring, a libation. Okay, molten metal, cast image. Okay, a cast image. So let's see. Molten metal, molten image, molten gods. All right. A web, a covering, a veil, a woven stuff. All right. So something that would cover your eyes, something that would be put into place as a statute. All right. And what was this whole statute that these Edomites have been using? Has been a lie. All right, this lie has been put in such a pedestal, to be seen as divine, to where it can't be questioned. You see what I'm saying? And that's become like a molten image in people's minds. You see what I'm saying? Going back 20 years ago, 25 years ago, all right? How taboo was it to even question these people, these so-called JOOs, man? And ask those questions, asking what ties you to that land. You know what I'm saying? Let's look at some evidence here and all these types of things. It was taboo. All right? And they created a veil of secrecy, a veil of deceit. Right? The scriptures say that that they are forgers of lies. Let me get that real quick. Let's go to Job. All right. Job chapter 13 and verse 4 says, "But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value." Okay? So where are the actual people? Because the scriptures clearly tell you that they would be here in the end of days. All right, they would still be here. All right, but there was something that would go wrong with them. All right, they would forget who they were. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. "And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in a land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever." See? This is what happened. All right? This never happened to Benjamin Minkowski and his people. This never happened to them. These so-called JOOs, this never happened to them. And they claim that they always knew. But that's against prophecy. You see? Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 32. All right. Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 26. It reads, "I said I would scatter them into corners. I would make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. I would make the remembrance of them to cease from among men." So not only did we forget who we were, but the overwhelming majority, but the world at large forgot who we were as well. All right? But you do have these elites. These elites know who we are. The elites have access to these to this knowledge. Okay? And why is that? Because they were all in cahoots, if you will. You know what I'm saying? They were all on one accord to make sure that we would forget. Let's go to Psalms. All right, Psalms chapter 130. Not Slakia. Nope. Slakia. Psalms chapter 86. Chapter 80. Psalms chapter 86. Slakia. Psalms chapter 83. I'm tripping today. Psalms chapter 83 and verse. Let's get verse. Let's just start at the top. All right. Psalms 83 and 1. It says, "Keep not thou silence, O power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. And who are these people? It starts off with who else? The tabernacles of Edom. The Edomites. Our sworn enemy, our twin brother, Esau. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites, so-called Arabs, and the Moabites, and the Hagarenes, and Gebal, and Ammon, so-called Japanese, and Amalek. Amalek is the head tribe of the house of Edom. The Philistines, all right, with the inhabitants of Tyre, so that's these African nations. Ashur also is joined with them. Okay, they have hope in the children of Lot, Selah. Okay, you got the Persians mixed in as well. Okay, all these nations have known who we were, and they all came together with one consent to make sure that we would forget. All right. Psalms chapter 137, verse 4. Let's start at verse 3. It says, For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, Sing us one of the songs of Zion. How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. All right? O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dashes thy little ones against the stones. You see what I'm saying? We were made to forget. All right? And this is what they fear. They fear that the children of Israel will return and remember who they were. You see what I'm saying? Remember their place, man. Let's go to Hosea. Hosea chapter 1 and verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living power. Nobody ever dares question whether or not these so-called JOOs are the people. Nobody questions that. You see what I'm saying? But they do question us when we declare that. You see? Let me show you one more video. Bear with me.
I don't understand, and you're very discouraged in the United States from asking this question for some reason. It's a foundational question. But I just want to get to the point that forms the basis of this whole conversation, which is who has a right to the land?
Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. And Yahweh shall bring you into Mitzrayim, Egypt again, with ships. And the way of which I said to you, you shall see it no more again. And there you shall be sold to your enemies for slaves and female slaves, and no man shall buy you. And that is what happened to the regal class of the house of Judah. The history of slavery? Why? Ask the bloody question. Why are they only teaching you the history of slavery as far back as the 16th and the 17th century? Why are they only going that far back? Because they don't want you to go farther back than that. because then you'll actually find out the truth. And you've got to understand and question, why do they do this throughout the whole of America, in all the public schools? Why do they only go back as far as the 16th and the 17th century to talk about slavery? Because Islam designed infernal slavery. And then the Ashkenazi Khazars, those who say they are Jews and are not, are the ones that marketed it. And the regal Negro nomads, exiled from the kingdom of Judah, were the main recipients of it at the hands of the indigenous black Africans. Because you've got to understand, the regal class of the house of Judah came down from Israel, and they came into the land of the black Africans. And the black Africans resented the regal class of the house of Judah in their land, because they had laws, they had customs, they had civility. And they were a regal class of Negro that came down into Africa. And later on, it was the Ashkenazi, the Islamic slave traders as well, that then worked together with the indigenous black Africans to enslave the regal house of Judah. This is what we've got to understand, but you've got to go back before the 16th century to understand the roots of it. And there were white Ashkenazi Khazar ship owners. There were the buyers and the sellers. And they're not going to fill you in on all of this, but really you've got a 4-tier system. Number one, you have the Negro nomads that were exiled from the kingdom of Judah. Number two, you had indigenous black African hunters that resented the regal Negro nomads that had come into their territory with their own customs, with their own laws that were different and would not assimilate into their tribal culture. They were their own tribe. They were the regal house of Judah. And number three, you had Islamic trappers that worked with the indigenous black Africans to trap the regal Negro house of Judah. And then you had them sell them to the Ashkenazi ship merchants, along with many Portuguese and British Ashkenazi. You see, it's just like Al-Qaeda today. Or is it ISIS? Or is it ISIL? Or is it IS? I mean, right? Let's just change the name as much as possible to throw you all off so you really don't know what's going on. Let's keep switching the identity to hide the people. Why don't we just keep renaming you? Are you Negro? Oh, no, you're not Negro. No, you're colored. No, you're not colored. You're African American. And this is what they name you. The slavers name you this. Because I know a white guy who grew up in South Africa. And he now lives in America. He is an African American, and more African American than most. Do you see how African American is a misnomer? It's a misnomer. Don't check that box. It's a title given to blacks by democratic slavers. Okay?
There you go. There you go. So, I think I got enough time. So, let me get this last one here. All right, bear with me.
And you still think African Americans aren't the Israelites of the Bible? Then why are they talking about it on Israeli news?
I've studied myself a lot of history. People were talking about the lost tribes in the 1800s during Columbus's time. This is something that people have shown an interest in. Why is it so important now that the Jewish people have to recognize that there is something to pre-Talmudic Judaism coming from the lost tribes of Jacob?
Pre-Talmudic
First of all,
Judaism.
it's a very complex issue, but to say it very simply, normative Judaism is based on halakha. But halakha is relatively a modern development. There was Judaism before, the Judaism that was practiced in the first temple. Where are all these people, Israelites, that practiced Judaism in the first temple? They were Israelites. Judaism is also a modern concept. Now, because of many circumstances...
Judaism comes from Judah, only one of the tribes.
Exactly. So all these communities have been spread out all over the world. They have been under pressures of Christianity and Islam. Many people have been lost under these pressures. Some has survived secretly, like my community in Ethiopia, like the Bnei Anusim in Brazil, like the Lemba in Zimbabwe, and more and more.
Lemba.
Now, in this...
When you really look into it, you would notice that the 10 northern tribes, well, they call it the 10 northern tribes for a reason. The 10 tribes were in the northern half of Israel, and the tribes of Judah, Benjamin, and a little bit of Shimon were on the southern side of Israel. So when you discuss going into exile, it would make sense that the Judeans would have direct access to going into Africa.
What did he say?
It would make sense that the Judeans would have direct access to going into Africa. And in fact, we see through historians like Josephus and other historical documents, even in the Tanakh, there were many different waves of Judeans actually going into Africa in different periods of time, over a 2,000-year period even, including in recent times from the Portuguese Inquisition.
All right. And as you can see, it gives that one definition of Ham. All right. It says that Ham is the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes. All right. Roughly paraphrasing from the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. Okay. Which, if you don't have that, I highly recommend that you go and buy that. All right. Very soon they're gonna take away these books, man. Mark my words. But of course, in this video, all right, the rabbi mentions, all right, 10 northern tribes of Israel as well. Okay, not just the southern tribes of Israel, not just the southern kingdom, but the northern kingdom. All right, and that was a key component to these Edomites ruling the world, because the transatlantic slave trade did not begin with the so-called Negroes. All right. It began with the northern tribes, so-called Latins, so-called Latinos, Hispanics, Native Indians, Seminole Indians. You see what I'm saying? Right. So let's go to Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 33. And it reads, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go." Okay? And it's the same sentiment to this day. Okay? So-called Negroes went into captivity. So-called Latinos went into captivity. So-called Native Americans, so-called Native Indians went into captivity as well. You see what I'm saying? All right? And this is another trick that they play, where they don't tell you the full story. They get you on this kick about blackity black. You see what I'm saying? But they never tell you the full story of what happened to all of the tribes and how connected we are to each other. You see what I'm saying? And how all of us play a pivotal role in salvation. You see what I'm saying? He's coming for all 12 of the tribes. Okay, specifically the remnant amongst them. All right, you can read this in Revelation, the 7th chapter. All right, Revelation chapter 7 and verse 3, saying, "Hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there was sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. It goes into every single tribe, all right, from Judah to Reuben, Gad, Asher, Naphtali, Manasseh, Simeon, Levi, Issachar, Zebulun, Joseph, Benjamin. Okay? The 12 tribes, man. All right? And then it goes on further in the 9th chapter to speak about the remnant, all right, of the children of Israel that would be scattered as well. All right? From verses 5 to verse 8, verses 5 to 8, it goes into the governing body of this new world, all right, which will be the kingdom of David, the throne of David, all right, the kingdom of Israel under the throne of David, which will be helmed by Yahushua, all right, and that 144,000 will be the governing body underneath King David, who will be the second command under Yahushua. You see? So, let's see. I think that's it. I think that's all I got, man. You know what I'm saying? I just want to touch on that. They know who we are. They know where we are. All right? They know that we've been scattered. Okay? And they're trying to find the elect amongst us. So this is why the rabbi said what he said, and I'm going to end it with this.
For those whose major complexion is black are excluded from the world to come. And in this world, the minority is addressed. The wicked who are going to be lost in the world to come get compensated, rewarded for their good actions in this world. And the righteous will be punished in this world for the minority of bad actions that they have.
Okay? So this is why they're rolling up on us, man. This is why they're about to come down with great wrath. You know what I'm saying? And that flood that's mentioned in Revelation, all right, that I got earlier in the 12th chapter. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah chapter 59. Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 19. It reads, So shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. You see what I'm saying? Call halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai Bahashim Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, of whom I've grown in this truth under. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.